This is Boston Chris with another great episode of the ETX ROCKS Show.
Louise here.
Descript.
Featuring all genres and styles of entertainment.
And coming to the ETX ROCKS.
Let's hear it from Louise, please.
From the unheralded and unheard to the legends and beyond.
Out of the box with ETX ROCKS.
It's awesome.
We keep them coming.
$5, that's pocket change.
Well, hey, y'all, this is Haley McDaniel. Are y'all ready for this?
ETX ROCKS Show is the greatest show of all time, okay?
We are ETX ROCKS.
The ETX ROCKS Show is the best show of all time, say? The other shows, you're good, you're real good. As long as we're around, you'll be second best, say?
Cut.
Hey y'all, this is Tia Goins, and thank you for tuning in to the ETX ROCKS Show.
Hey guys, Boston Chris here with another amazing episode of the ETX ROCKS Show. We are sitting in July of 2017. We're in the middle of the awards voting season, and guys, because of the awards, we're always kind of discovering new talent because of the fans out there voting for new talent for the awards. And so every year when the finalist list comes out for the ETX Music Awards, we always get to see new names, which is just awesome if you're a fan of music like we are. And one of the names I saw this year with 3 nominations was Frankie Lee. Now, Frankie is from the Dallas area, the Dallas-Fort Worth area, so we hadn't really crossed paths yet. And so when I saw her name on all of these, different categories for the ETX Music Awards, I believe you're nominated for Junior Artist, Song of the Year, and Americana Artist of the Year. First of all, to see a junior artist in the Americana category, that is amazing. Usually you see a teenager and you're into pop or rock or something like that, but you really lean towards kind of the grassroots kind of music, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I grew up listening to Loretta Lynn and Willie and Dale Watson a lot.
And I saw that on the questionnaire you sent in for us. Dale Watson is not a name you would expect to come from a 15-year-old artist unless you live in the state of Texas. So Dale Watson's probably the only Watson we haven't interviewed that I'd like to. So you brought your guitar, mm-hmm. and she's got a phenomenal song that's actually nominated for Song of the Year, which is really difficult, by the way, to get a Song of the Year nomination at the ETX Music Awards, and your song is nominated. Tell us about the song and how it came about.
I wrote this song in February in Nashville with Melissa Bliero, and I kind of had this idea after listening to Give My Love to Rose by Johnny Cash. It never really resolved, and so I took this idea to her. I said, let's finish it. So we wrote it kind of from the son's perspective.
Nice.
About the guy who brought them the money. And
so this is kind of an extension from a song that was probably around 30 years before you were, right? So this is called Johnny Cash by Frankie Lee.
My father was released from the pen. It's been 30 long years since he delivered her worst fears and left us with a few dirty dollar bills. I got a memory of a man, I call him Johnny Cash. We never got a name, just a story in a bag. I got a memory ships can barely find the time to breathe.
So guys, what an incredible song. Johnny Cash by Frankie Lee. You guys check out this message from our sponsors over at Mobile Audio and Video Productions.
This is important, so grab a pen. We are Mobile Audio and Video Productions, serving East Texas and surrounding areas. We're running a special for electronic press kits, also known as promos or EPKs. For $496 with everything included, we will come to your location, film and record your band's live performance, interview band members, then create a professional package with graphics and effects delivered to you in the digital format of your choice, ready to be uploaded to your band's website, Facebook page, or YouTube channel. The packages we prepare can also be pretty valuable tools to send to venues, booking agents, or promoters, even record labels. You take your band seriously, make sure the world does too. Here's our number, 903-738-3881. Check out mobileaudiolabs.com. Find us on Facebook, Mobile Audio and Video Productions.
Hi, we're the Calamity Janes. Thank you for tuning in to the ETX ROCKS Show.
All right, so we are back. Make sure you guys are checking out our sponsor at Mobile Audio and Video Production. If you need anything done in video and audio, they are the people to do it. You can check them out at mobileaudiolabs.com or just like their Facebook page at Mobile Audio and Video Productions. We want to thank those guys. Once again, they've been with us for months, and we couldn't do this without you. So thank you. And again, we are back with the one and only Frankie Lee. Frankie came all the way over to Longview from Dallas today to visit with us. First of all, I want to thank you for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
This is her first time on the ETX ROCKS Show. And like I said in the open, you know, it's really exciting for us here at the show when we can kind of get turned on to new artists, especially when it's Americana, grassroots style of music, that really wholesome kind of music. And that's what Frankie's vibe is. Which is why we're huge fans of Frankie. So Dale Watson, I've got to know, you must have an old soul. Either that or you have parents that get it. So how did you end up liking people like Dale Watson and Wanda Jackson and some of these other obscure names that people don't really hear every day?
Yeah, Dale Watson, I grew up going to see him. Like, we go to see him at Leavenworth and Plano every time he's there. But my parents were going to see him in Austin at Janesville Longhorn before I was born, and then going to see him while my mom's pregnant with me. And so, I don't know, just...
So, I mean, you have these really old school influences, and I mean, you can definitely hear that in your music as well. So, I mean, when you're sitting down to write a song, are you tapping into these influences, or are you just kind of writing?
I think for that second one I played, I was just kind of writing. I mean, I always try to keep those old sounds in mind, because... Not that I want to copy it, but I want to kind of keep it there.
Do you feel like as such a young artist, are you still trying to find an identity, or do you already kind of know who you are?
I feel like, in a way, I know what every day I'm like, oh, I want to sound like this person, or oh, I like the sound of that. I want to try that out. Like, Margot Price has been one of my latest influences, I guess. So I just wrote, or I'm in the middle of writing a song with my voice teacher, kind of in that same vein and sound.
So Margot Price, can you yodel?
A little bit. I mean, Wanda Jackson's Blue Yodel Number 6, I do that one.
Wow. Yeah, so we're, wow. As people know out there, if you watch the show consistently, you know how big of a traditional country fan I am. So to hear names like Wanda Jackson, Margot Price from a 15-year-old, it's pretty dang cool. So those are some of your older influences. Who are you really kind of vibing towards now that's kind of relevant nowadays?
Charlie Crockett, he's from Fort Worth. He's I love going to see him. He's so good. And Vincent Neil Emerson, I just played with him. I got to sing a few songs with him last weekend. And
so you kind of gravitate towards Texas artists.
Yeah.
Very cool. That's cool. Another name you mentioned is Townes Van Zandt, who, in my opinion, is probably one of the most underrated songwriters in the history of music. How did you hear about Townes, and what is it about Townes that you like so much?
I don't really remember how I heard him. Probably my parents. But one day I turned him on in the car, and my dad was like, oh, I didn't know you were listening to Towns. And I was like, well, I didn't know I was either. But yeah, his songs, I feel like his writing can either be super simple or it can be really poetic and metaphorical.
And telling a story.
Mm-hmm.
And that's definitely something you have going on for you, is when at least the songs I've heard, and I've heard a few, you're telling a story, which is great, at your age, because I think the older you get, the more you're going to be able to polish that up once you kind of fall into that identity. And you could, as a 15-year-old, I'm sure you probably struggle with that at times, just kind of, and you mentioned it yourself, maybe I want to sound like that, or maybe I want to do that. But because you're so young, you have the versatility to kind of go in any direction you want. And as I mentioned, she's 15. So I got to know, when did you really start the process of singing? And I know, it was probably, well, I like to sing, so now I need to learn guitar. Now I know guitar. Now I need to write. So tell us how it was kind of growing up in that process.
Yeah, I started taking voice lessons in 3rd or 4th grade, and then I had sort of known piano, but then that was hard to, move around.
Right.
So I took up guitar, and then that was a few years ago. But then I started gigging about a year ago.
What's it like to gig at 15 years old?
It's hard. It's hard to get, people. I feel like it can either work for you or work against you, because sometimes it's like, oh wow, you're only 15, but then other times it's like, oh well, we don't want kids.
Right.
But
and I'm sure the places that you can gig are probably pretty limited.
Mm-hmm.
You probably can't do too many honky tonks or bars, so you
it's
probably
a lot of restaurants and
coffee shops, festivals, things like that. But I mean, you can get a pretty good following from doing stuff like that as well. I mean, as such a young artist, if you were to categorize your music, if someone said, Frankie, what kind of music do you play? What would you tell them?
Americana / classic country and folk, which I guess it all fits into Americana. But
And it's hard when you're so different to kind of put a label on it.
Mm-hmm.
When you're writing a song, do you feel like it's labeled?
No, not really. I mean, sometimes it sounds the way that I want it to sound, and sometimes it, well, not necessarily doesn't sound the way I want it to sound, but sometimes it doesn't necessarily fit into
Right.
what I thought it was going to. But
So, I mean, you start with one idea and you finish, and it's like, okay, that didn't work the way I wanted it to, but it still came out pretty good.
Yeah.
Do you feel like there's an edge to your music? Do you know what I mean by that? Like, do you feel like there's an edge where you don't want to go any further than that? In other words, you don't want to get too poppy, or you don't want to get too country.
I wouldn't mind getting too country, but I don't want to get pop country. I don't want to get poppy.
Yeah. Nashville. I'm looking at you. All right. So, I mean, and that's awesome. And do you feel like that's kind of your parents' influence kind of shining down on you?
Yeah.
Because that's what they've listened to.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I mean, do you feel like if you went pop or crossover, I guess that's what they call it nowadays, crossing over to pop, do you feel like you would kind of lose what you've liked all of your life?
Yeah, because I've never really been drawn to pop music or anything new.
Right.
But yeah, I feel like I wouldn't be playing what I want to play.
And how do you feel about, I mean, like, if you're trying to stay in that traditional vein of classic country, there's a lot of people today, I mean, even some of the bigger known stars that are fans of traditional country are kind of crossing over too. So to me, the biggest fear I have as a fan is that music is kind of going, extinct.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I see a 15-year-old come along and is doing that kind of music, it gives me hope. So, I mean, what do you think you have to do as a young artist to keep that music relevant?
Keep supporting the people that are doing it and keep doing it myself.
And that's why it's awesome to hear you talking about Texas artists. Because, if I say to a 15-year-old, who are you really digging today? And they say something like Taylor Swift or Missouri, Mississippi Line, or Duke Dryan. See, I'm not allowed to say their names on the show. Then that would be bad. But, I mean, to hear Dale Watson and Townes Van Zandt and Wander Jackson and Margot Price, I mean, I guarantee when you said Margot Price, people out there were hitting Google. Guaranteed. Because nobody knows who Margot Price is, and you need to. And there was so many dang female stars back in that era, the 60s, 70s, early 80s, that were incredible. Alison Krauss is someone I talked to her off camera, who she reminds me of a lot. And apparently she doesn't even have that big of an influence from her. Dolly Parton, there's some influence there. I feel that vibe from you too. Are you a Dolly fan?
Yeah, I love Dolly.
That kind of story song. You know, that's kind of where you're at, and I love that. And I can see why you have the support to get these awards and nominations. So, I mean, when you found out that you had 3 award nominations from ETX, plus you were nominated for a TCMA as well, and you've had others in the past, how does it make you feel as an artist to know that there are people out there supporting you to get you kind of over the hump with some of these award shows?
It was kind of weird. I wasn't expecting it.
Right.
I didn't know that people were actually, I don't know, I mean, you post stuff, but you don't know if people are actually paying attention to it. So.
But do you feel like it makes it kind of worthwhile? Because I know it's hard work, no matter what age you are. It might even be harder for a youngster like you to kind of get noticed, although you might be more, you might be better at social media than someone but my age. I don't know. But it's got to be kind of validating for you to kind of know you're on the right path.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that you seem kind of shy to me. So are you an introvert? You kind of sheltered?
Yeah.
So how do you feel, how do you think that affects you when you're kind of gigging and you're out in front of people? Because you can't be that introvert when you're trying to entertain folks.
When I first started, I wouldn't even talk on stage. Like, I would just sing a few songs and then I was out.
Right.
And, I mean, it's been a process and it's still a process, but I'm getting there. I'm working on it. I feel like sometimes I feel like it's even easier to be more extroverted, I guess, when I'm on stage. Well, it depends on the venue. Like, if it's a place people are actually sitting and listening, then it's easier to talk, but
right.
if people aren't listening, I feel
Well, I mean, here you are on a talk show, and you're doing pretty well, but I can still tell you're kind of holding back, a little bit shy, a little bit nervous, and that's okay. But, you know, as a youngster, and, you know, believe it or not, I'm an introvert as well. A lot of people out there, no, he's not. But no, really, I am. And a lot of what I do in public is kind of a show. It's kind of a different side of me, kind of turning yourself up, you know. And it's hard. It really is when you're in front of people and you don't want to be, or you just kind of want to do your show, do your thing, and get gone. Yeah. But you can't do that in the music business because you have to make fans and you have to be connectable. So I love to hear from your side of things that you know you have to work on that. So what do you think some of the things you have to do to get better at that?
just keep doing it. Gig and gig and gig.
Do you feel like you have to force yourself to be someone you're not?
No, I feel like it's just kind of someone that I'm
learning to be?
Yeah.
That's a good way to put it, I guess. So what are some things that, well, let's put it this way. I know you don't have an album out yet, right? And that's got to be a goal. That's everybody's goal, is to have something that's recorded. So other than that, what are some of the things that you want to see in Frankie Lee's future? What is kind of your checklist?
Well, I'd like to go on tour. I went on a small Texas tour this past summer, but I'd like to go on like a actual, like, play shows every night type of thing. But I don't know when that'll be.
And when can folks expect you to have actual recorded music?
I don't know. I'm still working on writing enough songs to put something together, but hopefully within the next 2 years.
And do you feel pressured to write?
Sometimes by my mom. But she's like, you better go write some more songs. You better put something out. Like, don't.
And what's your writing process like? Because I know for some songwriters, it's easier for them to kind of write about their own experiences. And then for other songwriters, it's easier for them to write about other people's experiences. So for you, if you're not being pressured to write and it's just coming naturally, what's your process like?
I feel like something has to really be, like, not pressuring me, but like something is in my mind that I...
Something's pulling you.
Yeah. Like,
So,
I can't just write about anything.
Right, yeah, there has to be some kind of draw there. So, I mean, when you're going through life and you hear like a hook or someone just says something off the wall and you hear that hook, Because I know songwriters do that all the time. Somebody will hear somebody say something funny, and then all of a sudden it's in a song. That's why I'm very careful what I say around songwriters. Do you get that kind of same thing as you're going through your day-to-day life? Then you'll hear one of your friends say something, and you write it down or put it in your phone or something.
Yeah, my uncle, he lives in Austin. We were there one weekend, and he was like, I mean, he's nuts, but he was just spouting on stuff. He's like, there's a song, write it down. And I was like, all right, I'll put it in my notes.
And then you
save
delete
it for later.
Yeah. Like he walks away, and you're just like... All right, so I'm going to surprise Frankie with a little game that we play here on this show. So we are back, and if you guys watch consistently, you know that we like to play a game, at least one game on every show. And we have 2 or 3 different games that we play, and it's always really spontaneous. I'll be sitting here as I'm interviewing someone and trying to decide which game to play. So I've decided we're going to do What the Heck with Frankie Lee. And Frankie, this is how it works. Basically, I'm going to ask you 10 random, ridiculous questions. Okay? Completely PG, Mom, I promise. And what you have to do is you have to tell me the very first thing that pops into your brain.
Okay.
I don't want you to filter anything. All right? So if I say something crazy and then you're thinking something crazy, I want you to tell me.
Okay.
All right? So this is What the Heck with Frankie Lee. I'm just going to pick random ones. Okay, if you don't pay your exorcist, do you get repossessed?
I guess, but I don't know.
All right, so number 2, where do squirrels go during a hurricane?
In the ground.
In the ground. That's really close to what Tyler Lydia said. He said they all go to heaven. So, I mean, you have to get into the ground first. So Frankie has put that step in the middle there, Tyler. All right, number 3, what is another word for thesaurus?
Could be dictionary. Or...
Silence. Dictionary. Tyler thought it was he thought thesaurus was a kind of dinosaur, so he said thunder trunks. You have to watch that. That interview's not out yet, but when it is, you need to watch it. It's funny. All right, number 4. If Donald Duck never wears pants, then why does he wrap a towel around himself when he gets out of the shower?
Oh man, I don't know.
There's got to be a reason.
Maybe his pants are the same colors as his legs, and maybe he is wearing pants.
Maybe he is, and they're just camouflage.
Yeah.
We're going to have to really study Donald Duck a little bit more, I think. All right, number 5, do Lipton employees take coffee breaks?
I think so. They need their coffee too. Or maybe they have tea breaks.
I think it would probably be a tea break. All right, what number are we on?
Is that 5?
All right, number 6. If a penguin walked through that door right there, wearing a sombrero, why is he here and what did he say?
He's here because... I don't know. He's... I have no idea.
You have no idea?
No.
Come on.
He says...
What does he say?
He's a Boston Chris fan.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's probably my picture on the sombrero. That would be weird.
That would be weird.
All right. Number 7. If you get scared half to death twice, what happens?
Oh, I think I saw this question on another episode. You're always... You never die because it's always...
She cheated! She cheated! She stole my answer from another episode. Wow! I can't use those ones anymore. All right, number 8. If Mars had earthquakes, would they be called Marsquakes?
Oh, yeah, probably.
Would make sense. Like Jupiter quakes around Jupiter.
Yeah.
Or Jupiter quakes. Jupiter quakes. We got it here. That's the name of the episode. Number 9, the pyromaniacs. Number 9, do pyromaniacs wear blazers? A pyromaniac is somebody that really loves setting fires.
Oh. No, because their blaze would catch on fire.
Probably, but they would like that because they're pyromaniacs.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So
Then yeah.
they're either probably going to wear blazers or drive blazers. It's got to be one of the two, I would think. All right, last one, number 10. If you were a cannibal, do you think that clowns would taste funny?
They probably taste gross. They taste like.
But you're a cannibal, so.
Well, maybe.
I mean, you can't say they would taste gross because, I mean, honestly, you're not a cannibal, right?
No.
But we're saying you are. So if you were a cannibal, theoretically, you would like that kind of cuisine.
Yeah.
I'm just curious, if you ate a clown, would they taste funny?
Well, if they taste funny, then they taste bad, right?
Not for a cannibal.
But, okay. Then yeah, they taste funny.
All right, so that was What the Heck with Frankie Lee. We never got her to say what the heck. Insert sound effect here. All right, so I understand you're going to do us another song. Tell us what this song is about and how the song came about.
This song was kind of about a friend breakup, and she was like we were friends for a long time, and then we got to junior high, and she kind of split because they were bigger and better things.
So this song is more kind of inspired by your age at this point, because that first one earlier in the show, it just gave me goose pimples, because that's not something a 15-year-old should be even thinking about. So would you say this is more natural for your age, this song?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so what's this one called?
It's called Spared from the Cold.
Spirit from the Cold.
Spared from, yeah.
What is it?
Spared from the Cold.
Spared from the Cold by Frankie Lee. Y'all check this out.
Always one step below, never seeing eye to eye. Mercy's not something you show. You see me and always pass me by. Have your way and I'll cease to exist. Invisible is what I am to you. There's freedom when you walk the road that many will not take. My heart has been spared from the cold, and I can only smile as I carry down this road. Can't concern myself with what you do. No more time to please or play the game. I tried long enough to know of it. Choice of mine to look the other way doesn't mean I'm weak. I won't be afraid. I don't mind that in your world I cease to exist. Invisible is what I am to you. There's freedom when you walk the road that many will not take. My heart has been spared from the cold, and I can only smile as I carry down this road. Can't concern myself with what you do. There's freedom when you walk the road that many will not take. My heart has been spared from the cold, and I can only smile as I carry down this road. Can't concern myself with what you do. Invisible is what I am to you.
All right, guys, so that was Spared from the Cold by Frankie Lee. And so, Frankie, tell folks out there where they can find you on social media and follow along with you.
I'm on Facebook and Instagram. On Instagram, you can look up Frankie Lee Band, and same thing on Facebook. I'm on SoundCloud, Reverb Nation.
No Twitter?
Oh yeah, Twitter too. Same Frankie Lee Band.
So it's Frankie Lee Band on everything?
Mm-hmm.
And I think you have a webpage as well, right?
Yes, FrankieLeeBand.com.
And I heard there's a possibility you may be changing names.
Yeah, there's another
Frankie Lee.
And he's also Americana, and we get switched up on bands in town and stuff.
Right.
So it's kind of frustrating. But
so you'll let us know, right?
Yeah.
If that happens. All right, so Frankie Lee Band everywhere. It's FrankieLeeBand.com, and we'll put that in the description down below the webpage. And I'm sure you can go to the webpage to link to all the other social media and stuff.
Yep.
And is Johnny Cash available anywhere?
Not yet.
So no iTunes or anything like that yet?
No, I mean I think it's on Spotify. Not Spotify, SoundCloud, and Reverb Nation. But
And of course, we will have it up on our YouTube probably a week or two after this episode airs. And you can check that out on our YouTube, or I think it's also on her webpage too, that you can listen in on there. I think that's where I heard it. So you can go on there, and Reverb Nation has it too, I think
so.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember. I believe so. So if you're looking for her stuff, it's Frankie Lee Band. FrankieLee Band with a D. So if people wanted to book you for a show, where would you send them?
Oh, it's my website. You can also email me through my website.
Okay. So all the contact information is right there. So basically the best place for you guys to go is FrankieLeeBand.com for everything, to follow social media. If you're a venue out there and you want to contact them for a show, definitely the best place to do that. All right, so I want to thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of the ETX Rock Show. We've been going strong for over a year, 2 episodes a week now. We're down from 3. Just trying to take it easy a little bit. We're super excited about the ETX Music Awards coming up. And since we are on camera, I want to officially ask Miss Frankie Lee to perform at this year's ETX Music Awards. Would you like to do that?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So you heard it here first. Frankie Lee will be performing live at the 6th Annual ETX Music Awards on September 8th in Bullard, Texas. Make sure you get your tickets for that at etxmusic.com. If you're watching the ETX Rock Show for the first time, please follow along with us. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can find us at ETX Rocks on all 3. We're on YouTube, iTunes. If you're listening on iTunes, please rate and review us. That'll definitely help us out a lot. Get us a little higher on those charts. If you want to donate to the ETX Rock Show, you can do that at www.paypal.me. That's .me/ETX Rocks. And we definitely thank you for that, for helping us support the artist, which is really what it's all about. As we always say on this show, we want to thank you guys out there for supporting live, local music. And don't ever forget,
ETX rocks.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey guys, I'm Katie Lynn, and make sure to tune in to ETX Rocks with
Boston Chris.
Zarin Watson, ETX Rocks.
ETX Rocks, Alan Fox Band.
Hey guys, we're the Morning Madhouse. I'm Carter.
I'm Brandon.
I'm Ginger.
It's the best podcast ever made in all of history.
Hi, this is Paul Bebo, and I ETX Rocks with Boston Chris Barnes. You're gonna love it.
ETX Rocks.
Hey, East Texas, DP here. ETX Rocks.
Hey, East Texas, we're Enduring House, a Christian rock band.
ETX Rocks!
Hey, this is Monty Pittman from ETX Rocks.
Hey, East Texas, Jaden Farnsworth, ETX Rocks.
Hey, everybody, I'm David McCarty with the Gypsy Creek Band. As always, ETX Rocks.
Hey guys, this is Chris Colston. Thanks for tuning in to the ETX Rock Show.
To the ETX Rock Show.
The ETX Rock Show.
Ho! Hey folks, I'm WWE Hall of Famer Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and I just want to make sure you support local music.
Hi, East Texas, this is Chris Wayne.
And Crystal Clark with KYKX 1057. ETX Rocks!
Hey, East Texas, we're Lady Chaz and the Tramps. And just remember, ETX Rocks.
Hey, this is Todd Freeman of ETX Rocks with Boston Chris.
Hey, East Texas, I'm Waylon Hicks, and remember, ETX Rocks.
Hey, what's going on, guys? This is the one and only SP, El Mexicano con Estilo. Make sure to support your local music, and ETX Rocks.
Hello, we're one way home.
Hey, East Texas, this is Teaser.
Please continue to support local music.
And always remember,
ETX rocks!
Howdy folks, this is Aaron Watson. Support local music and ETX rocks.
Hey, this is Chris Colston, and make sure you support local music and
ETX rocks.
Hey, this is Hannah Kirby. Thanks for tuning in to the ETX ROCKS Show.
Tough guy, ho!
Covering music-related content of all genres. If it filters through Eastern Texas, it's fair game. Y'all bring it. From Texarkana down to the coast and Dallas down to Houston and everything in between, we are ETX Rocks!
Hit the brakes!
Cut.
Check.